Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. And we are here to talk about All the Queens of Men again. Season 1, Episode 5, Dirty Dancing. You guys, let me start off by saying if you are not subscribed, please do. And I want to welcome all of my new subbies. Hey, y'all. I really do appreciate you guys. So let's get started. So the episode picks up right where it left off with the judge and Madam standing by her car, and the judge is like, excuse me, and she said, you heard me. You're my bitch. And she's like, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Madam, and I own this club. And she says, and I know that you happen to like the club, but not only do you like the club, you like the dick. And the judge is like, excuse me, you don't have to be so vulgar. Oh, because now she's a lady, but like 10 minutes ago, she was Ride Cowboy, all up in VIP. Come on, Judge. Madam tells her, listen, I am all about women's lib. So if your husband can be out here fucking all these little women, then you can be in VIP getting some dick. It's fine. She's like, you don't know me. You don't know anything about me. And I'm like, you probably know that your husband be doing the young women, though. She sound really confident in knowing that. So finally, the judge is like, listen, I am a judge. You cannot blackmail me. She's like, blackmail? This is where you do what I say or I fuck your life up, period. And of course, the judge is like, I'm a judge, though. So the judge tells her she'll have her arrested. Madam says, listen, I am Madam. And if you do that, I will have you on every news channel with your legs spread open. Yeah, there are candles. And then the judge proceeds to just make all these noises. Oh, my God. Oh my God. Judge, too much. Pull it back. So finally, Madam tells her everything that she wants. She's like, listen, he's going to pay his child support on time. I'll make sure of that. However, he's going to pay what he wants to, and you're going to leave him alone. She says, you're going to have a case that's going to come in front of you. It's going to be my father. You're going to grant me power of attorney. She also tells her that she's welcome to come back in the club anytime, but bring some fucking cash because what you're doing is not free. She's like, oh, that's illegal. And Madam says, oh, are we still playing that game now? And she tells her, listen, okay, you're free to go. And she says, I need a ride home. Madam is like, oh, no, you can go. She ain't gonna mess with you. So the guys are coming in bringing their money to her, and Midnight comes in and she's like, how you doing? And she looked down at his groin part and he's like, doing what I gotta do. She says, yeah, I see you still beefing. He's like, listen, I gotta do what I gotta do. And she tells him to go back to the doctor, and he said he would. So when Doc comes in to bring his money, he's like, yeah, I gotta talk to you. And she's like, you still haven't heard from her, talking about Tina. And he's like, no. And he's like, maybe she just want to talk. And Madam is like, no, she don't want to talk. She was talking to the police. And he's like, for real? Yeah, for real. But they have nothing, so it's fine. So in comes Amp into her office, and she's asking him how his first day went. He's like, yeah, that amateur night. And she's like, yeah, they made a lot of money. That's what we do here. So he lets her know that he's interested in maybe doing it. She's like, okay, but be careful because number one, it's not easy. And number two, once you start making this kind of money, it's hard to stop. And he's like, okay, he'll give it some thought. So just as Amp is about to leave, Blue and another one of the bouncers came in. And Amp is like, let me get out of here. She's like, nah, this involves you. And then she lets Madam know that the count is off. She's like, yeah, Amp's clicks and count is off. And so the other bouncer is like, yeah, I told you about hiring these thugs, and he probably can't even count. And then Amp was about to get into it with him. And then Madam's like, shut up. So Madam tells the guy, yeah, go on. Let's see what you got to say. He says, listen, he was double clicking on people. He just want my job or whatever. And of course, Amp is getting all amped up and he's all in his face. And then Madam shoots the other guy, the other bouncer, in the leg. And he's like, what the hell? And she's like, that's my nephew, motherfucker. So she told him, don't be lying on my nephew. And she said, I've been watching you for months. She says, don't get no blood on my carpet. Get out. So the next morning, we're at Madam's house. She comes down the stairs doing this whole little strut. I'm like America's Next Top Model forever. She has on this cute little mustard dress, though. And then her phone rings. It just so happens to be the little girl that she helped. She said that her foster parents put her out. Madam said, okay, meet me at the restaurant right now. All right, and as soon as she gets off the phone with her, in comes our girl, Miss Patty. Y'all know I like Miss Patty. So she sits her down, gives her a file, let her know listen, this is the motion that we're going to call to Judge Ross's court. And of course, Miss Patty is like, Ross? And Madam smiles and says, yeah. Miss Patty says, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And she put the file down. And Madam says, oh, why not? I just can't do it. She said, I'm sorry, baby. This is not a request. Pick it up. And of course, Miss Patty picked it up because she ain't crazy. So they go back and forth with Miss Patty saying, listen, I don't want to argue in front of this judge. And she's like, well, you have no choice because I already told her that you would. And Miss Patty is like, I can find you someone else. And Madam is like, what am I missing? She already knows that the poor girl got heartbroken. She's seen the judge and her man, and she's heartbroken. But for some reason, she wants Miss Patty to say it out loud. So finally, Miss Patty is trying to tell her, listen, I saw her in Babyface. And then Madam cuts her off. What happens in my club stays in my club. Now file the motion. She says, oh, okay, all nervous. She picks up the file. This fool says, it's handled. And she points at Madam. And of course, we know that's like Olivia Pope. And Madam does not flinch. She doesn't smile or anything. Y'all, I like Miss Patty. I think she's funny. So she's like, beautiful house. And she rushes out the door. All right, so now we get to a part that y'all know I can't give a whole lot of energy to. It is what's his name, Amp, and his creepy roommate. And the creepy roommate is just watching him sleep. However, he is trying to go in his drawer. So he gets caught and he's like, I was just waiting on you to wake up. And how'd it go? And Amp is like, you couldn't wait for me to wake up to ask me how it went? And he's like, you put in a good word for me? Amp is like, listen, you tried to put in a good word for yourself. So what's going on? He's telling him that he has a drug test. And I guess Mr. Paul doesn't think he's clean because he came in too late. And Amp is like, yeah, I don't care about a drug test. I'm clean, so he'll find out. So Amp goes down the stairs, and who's waiting for him? Mr. Paul. You got 90 seconds to go make this happen. I need a drug test. Could be the last something of your life. I'm like, is it really that serious? And Amp takes the little cup or whatever and literally runs. He runs in this tiny ass house to the bathroom. So now we're in the locker room with all the guys, and they're talking about how they saw Miss Patty, and she was coming out the VIP room with Babyface. He's like, nah. And they like, yeah, we told you about messing with her. But one of the other ones, I think it was Midnight, said that, Babyface can't make them ends like they make it. And I'm like, probably not, because he's all right. But, but he get the women, so he must be doing something right. So then Amp comes in. He's like, excuse me, guys, because he's a goof troop. Can you guys tell me something about amateur night? And yeah, they all over him. Nigga, what are you doing in here? What are you doing in here? I'm like, yeah, I might want to fall back a little bit. They all in his face telling him how they'll fuck him up. And of course, he just looks like someone shot his dog and walked out the locker room. Amp is so, ugh. All right, so then we have Madam and the young lady, and they're eating, and Madam is asking what's going on. She's like, are they mistreating you? Nah, I just got to do the right thing. She tells her that they have a lot of kids there and everything. So Madam is like, listen, if they treat you right, then you need to stay there at least until you're 18. And once you're 18, come see me, I'll hook you up with a job. The girl is like, where? At Eden? She's like, what do you know about Eden? I think it's pretty cool. So, Madam gives her a little money and tells her, listen, if you can't get in, call me. But she lets the waiter know to get her whatever it is she likes. So back at the club, Blue comes rushing into Madam's office and let her know that Tina's gone. She skipped. They're looking for her. She's like, me and Kat are looking for her. And she's like, that's fine, we'll find her. And Blue is like, we're worried though, because Kat said there's a detective. And of course, Madam is not worried. She's like, look, we not gonna cause wrinkles over no niggas. They ain't worth it. So she leaves out, and who comes in but Amp. This is a really Amp heavy episode. I guess I didn't realize it before, but Goof Troop Nephew comes in. So Nephew comes in and tells her thank you. She's like, for what? He's like, for the other day with dude. And she's like, for what? So basically she's saying, listen, nothing happened. You don't know anything. He finally caught on and said, oh, okay, yeah, nothing. And he's like, listen, I'm really thinking about doing this dancing thing. She's like, okay, well, you should talk to the guys. He's like, no, I tried that. And I'm like, what a goofy. He wants to be like, they were mean to me. But she's like, you tried that, and then what happened? And he's like, they kind of lost their shit on me. She said, oh, sweetheart, you're not supposed to go into the queen's den if you are not escorted by the queen. So the queen takes Amp into the locker room where the guys are studying their dance moves. And they like, no, you're supposed to go this way. You're supposed to go that way. And she tells them, listen, this is my nephew. And they're like, oh, shit. Sorry, queen, we didn't know. We didn't know. And then Midnight with his, oh, my God, his voice is so funny. He's like, yeah, man, we didn't know because the amateurs, they be coming over here. And Amp was like, it's fine. It's fine. She was like, yeah, you will be nice to him. And then she asked to talk to Doc. So for some reason, she took Doc to the side and was like, my nephew is thinking about dancing for amateur night. Be nice to him. So I guess that meant kind of take him under his wing, because then Doc went over and was like, got something to wear, go change. And, so I guess he's his stripper mentor. So Doc takes Amp on stage and have him doing this like chair routine with Dime, and she's getting all hot and bothered. The scene lasted like way too long, but she's getting hot and bothered. She's like, you're gonna do fine, Amp. Yeah, he'll do fine. Yeah, I'm sorry that I am complaining a lot, but like I said, this is a Nephew Amp heavy episode, and if y'all been listening, y'all know I'm not really feeling him a whole lot. So yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it to myself going forward. But yeah, I didn't realize how much Amp we were getting in this episode. So then we are in the amateurs locker room, and we have amateur one with the dreads, we'll call him that. He's complaining to amateur two, who has the white girlfriend. Oh my God, the niggas over there making all the money. Madam doesn't care about us. When I tried to tip out last night, she took all my money. And, amateur two is like, really? Really? So he walks out. He's really upset, amateur one. Yeah, if they try to take my money tonight, it's going down. He walks out. Then another amateur, we'll call him amateur three, comes in, and he's like, yeah, that guy's on that shit or whatever. And of course, white girlfriend he's just stupid. So amateur three tells white girlfriend, the guy with the white girlfriend, that he's going to take him under his wing. He seems like a cool dude. He offers him a drink. He takes the drink. He says, yeah, it's going to help you relax. So he drinks it down. All right, so then we have the guys out there dancing, and Doc is walking around dancing. And this girl walks up to him, and she just starts throwing money on him. But she's looking at him all seductively, and he's looking at her right back. And she throws this money one at a time, and then turns around and walks away. And he stares at her while she walks away, and then turns back around and starts dancing. Okay, who is she? So again, we see the men dancing, and then we see Doc giving this girl at the bar, I guess, a little personal dance. And then he turns around, and the girl before was at the bar and just staring at him. So he walks over and he's like, hey. And she's like, hey. And he's like, where you been? She's like, you probably don't even remember my name. He says, Teresa, how you been? And she's like, I'm good, just dealing with some personal stuff. She said, but we definitely need to catch up. And he's like, nah, I don't think that's a good idea, because you be going ghost on a brother. And then he said, you be getting me hooked on stuff, and then you out. All right, so then we see amateur number two with the white girlfriend dancing up on one of these girls. He's doing like a private dance, and she's like, damn, nigga, you sweating all over me. What you on? He's like, nah, I'm good. Then he falls out. So security comes over all pissed off that he got to carry him out. She's like, this nigga just passed out. So he pulled him, and he literally dragged him out. So the security guard ended up taking him to the back with Blue, and they're in the amateur locker room, and she's asking him what he take, and he's just out of it. She's like, nigga, you better not die on me. So he's like, I don't take drugs, I don't do anything. She's like, you did something. So finally, amateur number three comes in, and apparently his name is Freedom. So Freedom is like, oh, nah, he all right. And she's like, how you know? And she's like, what'd he take? He said, oh, I saw him take some ecstasy to kind of, mellow out or whatever before he went on. She tells the security guard to make him throw up. He sticks his fingers down guy with white girlfriend's throat. He throws up. Ew. So Blue is done with him. She's like, listen, he's out of here. And Freedom is like, nah, I got him, I got him. So she bends down and she lets the guy know, you don't work here no more. Don't come back to this club. So it's the end of the night and the VIP guys plus nephew walking out, and he's like thanking them for, taking them under their wings or whatever. They're like, nah, you good. And then we see a tow truck come past with a car on it, and it just so happens to be Babyface. So the guys are laughing, and Midnight is like, I told you don't let no broad own you like that. He's like, why y'all laughing at me? And then they like, looks like she left you something, and there was a bike sitting there. All right, so after they finished joking, because Miss Patty did leave him a card, and apparently it said, this is what you were driving before I met you. So they're messing with him, and then Doc is like, look, I'll take you home. And Babyface looks over and is like, looks like you got company. And Doc looks over and he's like, oh, that's Teresa. They're all like, who's Teresa? So it's the girl from the bar that was giving him the dollars that he said ghost him all the time. So Midnight says he'll take him home, and then Amp asks if he can have the bike because he's corny. Midnight looked at him and said, get your ass in the car. You know good and goddamn well if we leave you, Madam gonna kill us. So he's like, all right, thanks. Y'all, I love me some Midnight. I do. All right, so then we get a sex scene with Doc and apparently Teresa. They start off on the car and end in the car. All right. And so the episode ends with Madam sitting in her club by herself, and all of a sudden you hear a lady calling out to her, like, Madam, and she's come walking down. It's the detective, and she's like, listen, I came to ask you some questions about your business partner. She's like, he's gone missing, and his wife seemed to think that you know something about that. And Madam says, oh, really? And that's how it goes off. So you guys, if you are still here, you are my real VIP, and I appreciate you so much. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That is huge. And again, thank you to my new subbies. You guys did me a solid, and I appreciate you. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification bell so that you can know when I upload, and I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches.